Okay, we're going to create a 2x8 Lego piece with our reverse engineering, taking the measurements from dial calipers. So when we create any of our Lego pieces, we can create all of them based on a single unit. So if we make a 1x1, for example, then we can duplicate that over and over, and I'm going to demonstrate that right now. So I'm going to go to my origin plane, and you can create these in any way you'd like. This is the way that I would create them, and this will just give you an idea of how to create a 2x8. But you can apply this to a 2x4, a 2x6, a 1x1, a 1x2, any kind of combination you want. This is kind of one of those basic Lego pieces. So I'm going to do it from the XZ plane. I'm going to build from the ground up, and I'm going to hit Create Sketch, and I'm going to flip this right side up. And I'm going to grab my rectangle tool, and I'm going to lock right onto the middle origin here with a green dot and click. And I'm just going to come up here to the top right, and I'm going to make this a 1x1. And we're going to pattern this so that it creates over and over again. Now what I got for the size of my 1x1 square is 0.308. So that's what I'm going to do. 0.308 tab 0.308. So now I've got a 0.308 by 0.308 square, and that's basically a 1x1 if we had one cylinder on top. So I'm going to go ahead and go to Finish Sketch, and go to Isometric View, and I'm going to extrude this up. And the extrude height that I got was 0.125, or at least something close to it. And your numbers may be slightly different from this, but they should be pretty close to this. Hit OK. And now I'm going to make another sketch on the top. I'm going to zoom in here a little bit. And I want to make it right in the middle. Now there's a couple of ways we can do this. We can dimension the circle right in the middle. We can try and line it up. So if I grab my circle tool, you're actually going to see these dotted lines showing up. And then there's the center. This is the easiest way to do it, is locking on so that there's a dotted line here and a dotted line converging in this direction as well. Another way we can get more precise is if I grab my line tool and I lock onto this corner and come across to this corner. So I've locked on and made a line diagonally across, and grab my circle tool. I can actually snap onto the middle of this line. It'll actually lock on green, and that way I know I'm right in the middle. So this is the middle of my line, is right when I get a green dot. That's right in the middle of this line. So I'm going to lock on green right there. Maybe, yeah, right there. And I'm going to make this circle the correct diameter, which I got 0.19. You should probably have something close to that. And I'm going to finish the sketch. Hit extrude. I'm going to extrude the circle. The height of the circle, I got 0.077. Hit OK. Now we're very close to the completion of our Lego piece. We do need to hollow this out, and we are going to hollow it out once we get to the 8x8, because I do want to duplicate this a lot first. But at this point we could shell this and it would create the thing that we want. So I'm going to hit shell, but we're going to delete this in a moment. And I'm going to remove this face, so I'm going to click on the bottom. And my thickness of my walls, that is the outer walls of my Lego piece, I got 0.059. Hit OK. And check it out. Not only do I have the walls created, but I've also hollowed this out too, so I have that little circle down there. So this would be a good 1x1 piece that's completed, but I don't want the shell there yet. So I'm going to delete the shell. And I'm going to do a couple of things to this. I am going to first of all mirror this. So if I hit mirror and I click on this feature and this feature and go to mirror plane, I can click right on this face here, and I now have a 1x2. Very easy. I can hit mirror again, click my features, which actually if I just click this one over here, it'll get everything I've done so far. Hit mirror plane, click this face or the backside face, and I now have a 2 by 2. And if I hit mirror again and I click this, so I'm selecting everything that I've done so far and hit mirror plane, I can mirror it here again and hit OK. And if I hit mirror again, I click this, the mirror plane, I can click this face, and I actually now have a 2 by 8. It's completed. So it's as easy as that. It's starting out with one piece, and then you can mirror it over and over again. Now another thing I can do, I'm going to delete all these mirrors. is I can do a rectangular pattern. This will do it all in one. So for my rectangular pattern, I want to copy this feature and this feature, and I want to go to direction 1, and I'm going to click on this line right here so that it goes in this direction, and I want it to go 0.308 because that is exactly how big the square is, and look at that, it's right up against it. And I want this to happen 8 times. Okay, and then now I'm going to go to direction 2, click on this line right here, only it's going, well, we can go in this direction, that's fine. We could bring it in either way. And I want this to go 0.308 as well. And I'm going to do 2 times. Hit OK? That's one step. One rectangular pattern. The other way, we did mirror, 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 mirror. And that works too, but this is just fast. We've only done 3 features so far, and we have most of this thing created now. So pretty cool. So now we have a 2 by 8. Now I'm going to go to the bottom. I'm going to go to shell, and I'm going to remove this face, bottom, and I'm going to go to thickness, and I think I said, yes, 0.059. Hit OK. Look at that. We got all those little holes down there. So we didn't even have to feature those out. But we do need those cylinders in the middle. So here's how we do that. I'm going to make a sketch right here. And I want my circle to be right in the middle here. So I'm going to do that same thing with the line. I'm going to grab my line tool, and I'm going to lock on to the middle of the circle right here. And I'm going to bring it down diagonally until I lock onto this circle. And that's good. Now I'm going to grab my circle tool, and I'm going to lock onto the middle of this line once it turns green, which is right there. So this bottom cylinder, 0.254 is what I got for the dial calipers. And there's an inner circle as well. So I'm going to make that one too. And that is 0.188. So there's my circle there. And I can do this in Sketch or out of Sketch. I could rectangular pattern this circle, and this circle. Direction 1, and choose this line. But look at it's going in the wrong direction, so I want to flip that. And I want it to be 0.308 because that's how far away my rectangle or my individual squares are from each other. And look at that, right in the middle. And I'm going to go, how many times I want this to happen? Well, I want to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. So I'm going to do 7. And look at that. We've got our circles already created. So I can extrude all these up to a specific height. I could also grab my line tool, and I could just draw lines, diagonal line from here to here, and 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 just keep zigzagging, making sure I'm locking onto the middles of the circles the whole time. And I can grab my circle tool, and I can just draw all the circles manually in. So this is going to be 0.254, and the other one is going to be 0.188, and I can just keep drawing circles. So that's another way we can do it. Rectangular pattern, probably faster. Now the way I like to do it is just make one circle here, Well, so let's pretend we didn't do all the zigzag and we just have one circle. I'm going to go to Finish Sketch, turn this slightly, and I'm going to go to Extrude, and I want to extrude just this outer ring right here. And I want it to extrude so that this is just as tall as this outer wall. So I'm going to go to Distance, and I'm going to choose 2 instead, and I want to go 2 here. And that's going to raise that up until it's extruded right up to that wall. It's going to be in line with it, see? So I just want these to be at the perfect same place. Hit OK. So now I've got one ring right there. So I'm going to go to Rectangular Pattern. This is the way I like to do it. I just like to make one and then pattern it. So I'm going to click this, go to Direction 1, click on this line. It is now going down, but I do want this to happen 7 times. And I want it to go 0.308 distance. And that looks right. They're right in the middle of everything. It's 0.308 because that's how far away these are from each other, so that's how far these are going to be away from each other. Hit OK. And we have a 2x8, and it didn't take too much time. In fact, I showed you a couple of different ways that you could accomplish this. And look how many features I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 features to make this. You could probably even do it in less than that, maybe, if you sketched everything all at once. But anyway, that is how you create a 2x8. And with that, you should be able to figure out how to make the other smaller pieces pretty quickly based on this. So go ahead and save this.